All right, guys, today I want to tell you about a story that I recently came across. I actually found this story a few years back, but I recently just rediscovered it, and it's awesome. So back in the 1990s, there was this company that made orange juice in Costa Rica. And these researchers from, I believe it was Princeton, they decided to talk this company into dumping all of their orange peels and pulp on this ground in this national forest that had been desecrated. Well, it had been, they either mined it or they cut down all the trees. It was just kind of like barren land that prior had been this rainforest. And so this company, for I think like a year, they dropped 1,000 truckloads or 12,000 tons of orange peels and pulp onto this land. Then some stuff happened, there were some lawsuits, and it was forgotten. For 16 years, it was just completely forgotten. Then after 16 years, they remembered, oh, we did this back 16 years ago. Let's go check it out. Let's go see what happened. And guys, the results were amazing. I'm gonna post a link down below because I don't want to steal any of their thunder, but check it out and see what happened. There was a 176% increase in above ground biomass, which basically is just like the wood in trees. There were overgrown vines, overgrown trees. The canopy was like a rainforest again, completely dense canopy. A world of difference compared to right across the road where they did nothing. They did soil tests, everything. There was so much more life and microbes living in the soil than before and just across the street, as I mentioned. So today I want to talk about feeding the soil. Not feeding the trees, not feeding your plants, not feeding anything, feeding your soil. You feed your soil is gonna feed all your plants are gonna be happy, you're gonna have a sustainable yard where you can grow food for years to come. So this is where you have to decide. Do you want a perfect, manicured, straight edge, boring looking yard? Or do you want to grow some food? A lot of cities have the green yard waste barrels that the trash man comes and picks up with your regular trash and your recyclables. You should never fill that if you're trying to grow some good food. Everything you do in your yard, everything you trim, anytime you cut your grass, everything should go right back down on the ground. It should never be shipped away to go to the landfill. You need to throw that back down to feed your yard. Most people's yards are starving for food. The soil in your yard is starving for food. The microbes in your soil need regular supplies of active life. What does that mean? They need mulch, they need yard clippings, they need bamboo clippings, they need orange peels, they need life pumped into the soil. In other words, you need to mulch your ground. What are some benefits of mulching? Well, mulching is going to retain water, it's going to suppress weeds, it's going to break down and feed the soil, it's going to regulate the temperature, which is extremely important when you're gardening in the desert Southwest. In the summer, it's going to keep the temperature of the soil low and not 115 degrees. And then also in the winter, when it gets cold, it's going to keep the life and it's going to keep the soil a little bit warmer. And then also, it's not a huge deal here in Arizona and the desert Southwest, but it also prevents erosion. There are tons of benefits for mulching and feeding your soil. When you start doing this regularly and throwing down everything in your yard, you're gonna see your soil come to life. You don't have worms before? Well, how do you get worms? No, you don't have to go to the store and buy worms. You have to feed your soil and the worms will come. If you build it, they will come. Remember, the whole point is to feed your soil. Stop buying synthetic fertilizers that are only designed to feed the plants. Feed your soil. When the soil is happy and full of life, the soil is gonna feed your plants. And then at that point, you have a sustainable yard that continues to feed itself without you having to do much at all. So, over here I have some orange peels. I made some orange juice last week. And this is a new area, by the way, where it used to be grass, but because of this mulberry tree in the summer, it provides too much dense shade. And so the grass isn't growing, so I decided to turn it into an in-ground garden bed where I have blackberries, strawberries, blueberries, all types of berries. And so this is brand new. I'm trying to build up this soil. And so here where I have some strawberries planted, simply going to dump. Oh yeah, nice juicy stuff. I'm gonna dump these in here. Now, that may sound nasty, that may look nasty. There are some flies there. Give it a few weeks, the flies will disappear. After a few weeks, they'll start to break down. After a month or two, they won't even be there at all. But the soil will be enriched. There will be life for the microbes. There will be worms. I'm slowly growing the soil. When I come back here and as I trim these, I'm not gonna haul these away to the landfill. I'm simply going to cut them and drop them here and let them feed the soil. Now, last year, all of my orange pills I fed to my mango tree. So let's go over to my mango tree. I haven't pulled back the soil for a long time. Let's go and pull the soil back and see how it looks. All right guys, so here we are under one of my mango trees. Last year, I probably put 100 or so orange pills. I just threw them straight down here by the tree, and I have not dug back to see what happened, see what became of them. But I'm gonna pull this back right now and let's see. So if you get in here, come close. Again, there were hundreds of orange pills in here last year. And now it's just, I don't know what that is. It's just dark, soft, rich, black soil. And that stuff is just feeding the tree. So it doesn't take long for all those orange pills to break down and to feed your trees. And here's the thing, guys, it doesn't have to just be orange pills. Like you can see here, I have all sorts of yard clippings, leaves, apple cores, things to that nature. Everything can be thrown down. I probably have these too close to the trunk. You don't want to get your mulch too close to the trunk. But just throw it down, guys. Feed your soil. That's what your soil wants. That's what your trees want. All right, guys, so go and check out. Again, I'm gonna post the link to that story about the orange pills in Costa Rica. It's really awesome to see. Remember, it might not be pretty, but if you wanna grow avocado trees like this in Arizona or anywhere else, if you wanna grow some food in your yard, it's what you have to do. You have to mulch, you have to give your soil life, and that life comes from all types of organic things. Your orange pills, your tree trimmings, your whatever it may be, your grass clippings, all those things. Throw it down on the ground, feed your soil, feed your trees, and you will be on your way to growing food and being self-sustaining. Thanks for watching, guys. Please subscribe to the channel, like the video, and I will see you next time.